We are definitely searching for something. We're searching for our YouTube, our Facebook views. Because Facebook and Jeff keep going toe to toe in little battles. It's crazy. It's almost like they want me banned for life. St. Ricketts with fire cannot burn. www.stricketts.com. Get me in the picture there. There I am. My apologies. What Fire Cannot Burn is St. Ricketts at www.stricketts.com. It is the theme song to another great Tuesday night, Tuesday, as we call it here. It is the Yo Show. Yo. Jewel Tatey, a few minutes late, she'll be with us shortly as we present you with the last Yo Show of 2022. What a year. Let's get this year the hell out of here. A lot of bad stuff this year. A lot of health scares, a lot of issues. But we're getting back on track and ready for 2023. And no need to tell you, we're going to announce it again later. But for 2023, if you're out there and you watch live or you watch on recording, whatever, I want you to know that the Stoop Radio Network, which is the Yo Show's home on Facebook, is looking for more shows. That's right. We will do the dirty work. We will give you the platform. You create the show, you talk, you come on and do what we do here, any way you want to do it. Talk about whatever you want. True crime is big. Wrestling is big. Sports, fantasy football, current events. No politics. We do not do that here in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, that's just anything. Got a great show. Want somewhere to put it? Come find us, folks. Let's do it here on the Yo Show. Tuesday night. Jeff the Shark Perini with you. As I said, Jewel will be along shortly. Messed me earlier, said a little bit of work jam, so she'll be a little bit late. We are live tonight on YouTube, Twitch, and the Jeff Jewel Facebook page, because Jeff Perini page, man, on the Facebook radar. I said the phrase, "I'll beat you there." And they said beat was promoting violence. So apparently "I'll beat you there" is also a no-no. So if you're on the Jeff Jewel page, you might be seeing this right now live, and we welcome you. Welcome everybody to another Tuesday night. We've got to thank last week's guest, a superstar guest, and quite a landing from the Terrifier 2 movie. He played Art the Clown in Terrifier 2. And, of course, from the excellent new movie, The Mean One. None other than David Howard Thornton was here last week. Great guest. JD Wolf in the house. JD, a Merry Christmas to you and welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Bear Rangers here earlier. I never said last week we were missing the bear. Popped in. Said he'll be back. So we'll catch up with Bear later on as well. But a Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And of course, New Year's coming. So our last show of 2022. The wife and I have some kind of low-key plans for New Year's Eve. We just want this year out of here and start anew. Big thanks to David Howard Thornton last week. Tonight we have an amazing guest. This woman is a fitness guru, and I've seen her on some of the big podcasts, webcasts out there. I'm like, you know what? Let's end the year with a couple tips, holiday fitness tips about how to shed some special pounds. We got this awesome lady with us tonight. It is none other than Linda Steele. Yeah, terrific. Yeah, I used a little more of a workout regime photo than I could fit into our little promo. Linda Steele will be with us around 8:30. We'll talk about her new book. Talk about maybe a tip or two for shedding some holiday pounds and a lot more. Get into all that at around 8:30. Tough one last week for our Philadelphia Eagles, as you know. Dropped a tough one to the Dallas Cowboys. That always hurts. Backup Gardner Minshew played a terrific game. Eagles offense looked sharp, put up a lot of points. But in the end, Dallas just had enough. Eagles fell about 15 yards short of stealing that one and breaking that team's heart. But still only 2 losses on the season. One more win needed to clinch the playoffs. I mean, the division. And, of course, you want to get that number 1 seed Minnesota. 1 game back, and the number 1 seed was sure as heck went that. So that's some of the good stuff we have here. As I said, Linda Steele will be with us at 8:30. Jewel Tatey will be with us in a moment. I'm looking today at we just had so many great people, and I should have made a big diagram for this. I really didn't, but just some of the great people who were with us over the past year. Later on in the show, I'm going to shoot down all the names of the people who joined us in this past year and thank some people. But like I said, man, we're looking, come 2023, we're looking for more programs. If you got a show in mind, if you think you can do what it takes, we want you, we want your show. And we're going to start putting it on the Stoop Radio Network on Facebook to promote it and wherever, because it's a network. It needs more shows. A lot of great stuff. I may have one or two more coming on myself next year. At least one, possibly two. So keep an eye out for me. I'm all over. I love doing this stuff. Like I said, Tuesday nights wasn't quite enough a fix for me. Had to start doing Wednesday nights. That's not enough. So you just never know where you're going to see me again. And a reminder that our sister show, Yo 2.0, returns January 11th. The amazing actress Ivy Smith from Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. My guest co-host Ali Commissaro will be back in action. Yo 2.0 back. Nancy Greco in the house. Nancy, good evening. Merry Christmas. Nice to see you. Don't know if you got your notification or if you followed my link. I know Nancy mentioned some notification issues. So if you subscribe to us on YouTube and you don't get the notifications, let us know, man. Let us know. I'll send you the link personally. Let's grow this network in 2023. JD Wolf, I agree. 2023, JD already spoke to the Sepsis Gang, trying to get them back for another appearance to chat with us. We love them. They, of course, have their big-time Twitch network working. Great band, great people. Awesome. Nope, but you came here anyway. Thank you. I know the notification thing is rough. We do ask all you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Normally, you'll get notifications. Like I said, if not, just message me and I'll give you a personal one. So thank you, Nancy, for that. Jewel will be with us shortly. Don't know exactly what time. She hasn't really said. We're going to do some reminders. Like I said, the Yo 2.0 returns Wednesday nights. June 11th, actress Ivy Smith is our very special guest. Ali Commissaro back in the loop. And Ali is just adding people left and right. She's going nuts with getting guests here. A lot of local people we've known for years, some good local musicians and record companies and all that good stuff. So Allie's working hard on it. We're working hard. So make it worth a while, man. Come check us out. We're not in it for the millions. We're in it for the entertainment. Of course, our brand new logo is here, looking absolutely beautiful. Thanks to my friend, Mr. Steve Giordano, for the great look with the bell. The microphone acting as the Liberty Bell. The lightning bolt is, of course, the crack. And very creative, I thank him. I also thank my good friend, Mr. Anthony Ventresca, for the concept. He said, try something with the Liberty Bell. He showed me the Miller Lite ad where the can was the bell. And my buddy Steve kind of took it and ran, and he's like, let's do this. So that is the new logo. JD Wolf, be ready. Merchandise and all that good stuff in the new year. A lot of good stuff coming in the new year. I was going to wait for Jewel. I'll announce this now. And we got the invite. It's tentative. We haven't locked it down 100% because we've got to get a little more involved with kind of a camera crew and some fun stuff and stuff like that. But we were invited to be live, 100% live, in person, February 11th, Saturday, at Murphy's Beef and Ale, which is one of my favorite places. It's over 5725 Bristol Emily Road in Levittown, PA. I promote these guys on the show a lot. Great bar. Sean is a great bar manager. Fun time. A little bit of a rowdy place, but that's the way we like it. They're doing their annual Wing Bowl. I know every year, anybody from the Philadelphia area knows in Philadelphia, the stadium would host a giant Wing Bowl. People would get in for free. They would pack 10, 11,000 people into the stadium, watch people eat wings. They would have valet girls and all that kind of stuff. So we're looking at something very similar. It is the Saturday before the Super Bowl, February 11th. Jewel and I are probably, as long as all goes well, we'll be kind of emceeing and hosting the event along with Murphy's Beef and Ale, Wing Bowl. We're going to try and get some shirts together as giveaways, some little contest with some young ladies being valets, some great wing eaters. It's just a lot of fun. We've spoke about it. Jewel and I were there last Saturday. The manager, Sean, had mentioned it to me as well, so we're definitely trying to put that into works. We would love to see a show live. JD, I'm telling you, this show, it'll be on a Saturday, and we were really trying to blow the roof off it. We tried it once before at Murphy's with the Halloween show. COVID was still pretty much in flow. A lot of people said I shouldn't have been there, but I went there anyway. We didn't have a guest. I dressed up as a devil, and it was fun, and it makes me really want to do it again, but do like a full layout. I got somebody on the hook who says they could probably do the production of it and run some cameras all over to get a big panoramic view. Like I said, watching people eat wings and just having a damn good time like we always do. So we're pretty excited for that. Hopefully everything goes well. It is scheduled, and I put tentative just in case people say, hey, what happened? Tentative. The Yo Show live February 11th, Saturday, Murphy's Beef and Ale, 5725 Bristol Emily Road, Levittown, for their annual Wing Bowl competition. I did a taco eating contest there, and everyone's like, no cameras? No, because it was bad. You didn't want to see me doing it. It was soft shell tacos. It was pretty much just meat and cheese. They're a little dry. I got through about 4.5 of them. The winner only ate 8, so I didn't feel that bad. I'm also not a professional eater. If you're out there and you're not a professional eater and you live in the area, they're looking for one more wing eating contestant. Cannot be a professional. They asked me to do it. I'm sorry, I got this little scar starting here that tells you no. No competitive wing eating for me. I'll have some wings, but no competitive wing eating here. So thank you. And thank you to the people at Murphy's. Definitely want to try and get that rolling. Like I said, we'll try to give out some merchandise, maybe do some trivia that night, get rowdy, and just have a good time. As you always say, it's all about good times. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a lot of fun and enjoy. And that'll be one of the things for the new year. Dude, I got a couple on the hook. Live remote shows. I have a wonderful individual, and she combs the Jersey and Pennsylvania area, going to different breweries, and she's known as the Beer Babe. And I said, how about coming down this way? I'll bring the cameras over. We'll do a show from a local brewery. She's like, you let me know when. I will be there. So just one of the many things we're working on, trying to get some of our bands to come out and be live. So we have a lot of live ideas. We definitely want to go remote. I definitely want to get out there by myself. I don't think anybody wants to see Jewel. That's just weird. No, I'm kidding. Jewel happened to come backstage. The second she came backstage, looks like her camera froze. We're right back there. Give me a nod. Ready? Okay. So let's bring her out. And, I think she's getting greedy because the last time she did this, she got this giant introduction. But let's bring her out anyway. She is the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, and gosh golly, just one of the most beautiful faces in all. Podcast, webcast, broadcast, simulcast, bodycast, cast of characters. Just check her teeth to make sure there's no lipstick on them. So I guess we're good, ladies and gentlemen. The woman who is the second most important woman in my entire life, Miss Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening.
Good evening, Jeff. How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. I can hear you good. New little backdrop tonight. I figure going into the new year, it's like we're warping through space. In other words, our new logo still doesn't fit as the background. But anyway, good evening. How are you?
That's really cool. Good evening. I'm good. I'm on Joey's new setup, so I think the camera's better and it's going good. I just hope it doesn't lag.
It did lag a little bit.
Let me know if it does.
It did a little bit in the beginning. You're there now. It does give you a different outlook on the big screen. But we're happy to have you. Maybe first again, just a little bit. That's right. We'll work out the camera.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Aww.
I told Jewel last week. There was a night last week that I didn't sleep a wink. Might have been Christmas Eve or night before Christmas Eve, I think. I didn't sleep a wink. So basically watched several upon several past episodes, usually when the guests arrived. And man, like 2 years ago, we had that horrible setup, and I had that headset. Jesus Christ, what a disaster. It was really loud, and that was obnoxious. So we're out of there. We're working on this slowly but surely. I mentioned, Jewel, about the possible live Wing Bowl location. Right, getting better every year. New year coming up, so expect improvements. But we're talking about the potential of a live show at Murphy's. Hopefully that comes to fruition. A few people already seem excited to see what would happen if we actually went live. Scary thought, but it could very well happen. Stay
Live,
tuned for
live.
it. Live,
New,
live. I ran
new.
the banner. Right. Scheduled to be February 11th, Saturday at Murphy's Beef and Ale. I'll give you the address one more time. 5725 Bristol Emily Road in Levittown. Jewel and I were there this past weekend. We said goodbye in a good sense. A lot of people misread the post, and on Christmas, there was like, oh, I'm so sorry your friend died. He didn't die. Our good friend George Powell, who is the former drummer of Poeta, and then he did some DJing. He was there Friday night doing an emo night where he DJs, plays a lot of great music. My wife was there. Jewel came with us. Our good friend Brent was there. And we just had a great time. George is moving to Nashville, where he is going to hit the Nashville Broadway scene. He's going to drum all over town. I'm jealous. It's a great place out there. And he's got a lot lined up. He was telling me all about it. So we wish you luck, George Powell. So we did that Friday night. Jewel, Friday night, how'd you feel? How was the night? Seemed like we all had a pretty good time. Also seems like
Oh
we
yeah,
lost
I had a
you.
great time. It was nice and got to see George in action. Should I come back and
Maybe
can you hear me
you're
okay?
doing. I can hear you, but you're freezing a little bit. But now I see you again. It's up to you. You can try it and jump out and jump back in. Jewel Taney, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You can catch Jewel on the Yo Show live Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Oh, wait, that's tonight. I crack myself up. More than I should. I'm funnier than my wife thinks. But yeah, make no mistake about it. We are definitely out for some good stuff. 2023, the Yo Show, going to keep on storming. And a lot of ideas, a lot of tricks, a lot of... Thanks for stopping in. Good night, everybody. Now, I'm sorry, for the life of me, I am not missing a chance to chat with Linda Steele. I'm very excited about it. And, of course, like... Linda, I've seen her. She was on the Jimmy Star show, and you know Jimmy Star and Ron Russell are like idols of mine. They do a great show. So, you know, just doing anything they do and sharing the people they share is always great. So I reached out to her when she said she was, all about coming in. I was just like, wow, that's awesome. And we scheduled for a while. And I get excited by everybody that comes on this program. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love every guest we get on here. And it's just such an amazing time, and it's really a lot of fun to do. Ali Commissaro, if you're out there, I did post a link, the YouTube link. Catch us on YouTube, the Jeff Jewell page, Twitch. JD watches on Twitch every week, which I love. I need more than Twitchers. I post on the Twitch stuff, but thank you very much. We appreciate that. We are killing it with the guests. Some people come to me and like, how come there's so many female guests? Well, don't worry. In January and February, thanks to one of our new groups, Core PR, we have some great male performers coming on, male singers, like mostly country music guys. But we got so much coming on, and the guests have been so great. And I've gotten a few on the hook for a while that have said, hey, reach back out in a few months. I don't even want to give names because there's great ones. So we'll give them up. Frank Dombrowski Home Improvements. What is up, brother? If you are in the area, ladies and gentlemen, and you need some kind of contracting work or some home improvements, remember that name right there, Dombrowski Home Improvements. You can find him on Facebook. Of course, my good man Frank. I've known him a long time, and he does nice work. No male strippers. We do not strip. If we could strip on this show, you know how many female strippers we have on this show? I've had some volunteer, but we can't strip. There's actually a lot of things we can't do. You would never guess it by the way we act, but there are some things we cannot get away with here on the program. The Yo Show, Dan, I'm not opposed. Wednesday nights with Allie, she's talking about pushing the limits a little bit. We will see. I can get you male dancers if you're down for that. But talking about pushing the envelope just a little bit more and we'll see what we can do. It's fun. We just have a great time here. But we keep everything to send them to you, to female strippers. All right, Nancy Greco wants the female strippers. Excellent. I'm all about that. Male strippers aren't really my thing. I couldn't judge who was good and who was not. Um, Jewel bailed out, and I guess is trying to speed up her system. She escaped from the top five. Here she is again backstage. Currently says she's not connected. There's no picture. There she is. Try her again. Jewel Tatey, welcome back.
Hello. Back to Old Faithful.
So you,
Happened?
um, I guess if you want to try one day during the week or over the weekend, we'll try doing a recording, just kind of a play, and we'll see how it works out. Because there's always ways to demo it without going live. Unfortunately, the first time I demoed it, I was live, and I'm like, hello? Is this thing working? Somebody texted me, like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, testing? Like, you're on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I have to do. I mean, this is like a legit laptop. I don't know. This is a stupid Chromebook. It's like not as
Really?
good. So, yeah, we'll try it
Huh.
later. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. We'll definitely try it later. I know you tried to escape top five, but it's still on the docket. We haven't gotten it yet. We're expecting Linda Steele at 8:30. I told her if there's any tie-ups to text me or email me. So far, nothing. Not like last week where David was like, dude, how do I get in? It's always exciting to get that at the last second. Anyway, our top five tonight. Where the hell is it? Oh, because I made five something else. All right, so here we go. So it's the top five. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly stories for 2022. I didn't go too crazy. I didn't go too bad. I got it. There you go. See you tonight from Linda Steele. Excellent. So we should be right on course. So the top five, the good, the bad, the ugly from 2022. I'll start out with an obvious one at number five. Will Smith, the infamous slap of Chris Rock. Of course, that's like the shot heard around the world for days. Got more publicity than it should have, but hey, it's a story. It happened. We deliver entertainment news here, so number five. Number four, another way to split the country right down the middle. Elon Musk buys Twitter. Some people love it. Some people hate it. The lawsuits are coming out now about improper workplace behavior. Who knows? Look, go work. If you don't want to work, you don't have to work for Twitter. Whatever. Number three, Victoria's Secret has its first ever Down syndrome model. I tried to get this young lady on the show because her story is great. I forget her name. I actually had it down. I lost it. But first ever Down syndrome model by Victoria's Secret. And it's a good story. She's just a great young lady with a great story, and it was very cool. Number two, of course, a big one around the world, the passing of Queen Elizabeth. I know I mocked it a little bit, how, hey, we're not in England, blah, blah, blah. And people were like, you shut the heck up, dude. It's like Queen Elizabeth. All right, so
The Queen.
cleaned up my act. And number one, of course, a local story. Our Philadelphia Phillies made the World Series. Yes, they lost in 6 games, but it was a great feel, something great for the city. I got my Phillies hat on. Something really great. I watched from the hospital because, of course, story 1A, Jeff had a triple bypass. Cassie Perini in the house, looking stylish with that new profile photo. Good evening, Cassie. Watching on YouTube, which I enjoy because Facebook is goofing around with us quite a great deal. JD Wolf, Cinderella Story, of course, thank you very much. Jewel Tatey hit us with 5 of the good, bad, and the ugly from 2022.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, like I read the same story as you did. Like the slap was funny, I guess. I heard Chucky the doll was having a beef with Megan the doll. That was also
I
funny.
like that, though.
Yo, I want to see that new movie, Megan. She's
It
so
looks
creepy.
so. She looks 10 times creepier than Chucky.
Yeah, there was good TV. Um, Dahmer was insane and disturbing, but Ryan Murphy really had a year with his shows, The Watcher, and then Wednesday. That was a cool comeback for Christina Ricci, and then she had a big year with Yellow Jackets too. So a lot of entertainment stuff. I saw Katy Perry dressed as like the Little Mermaid and then fall off a chair. So I don't really know. Like there was a lot of bad that happened this year too. So just trying to focus on the funny and the good, and yeah, let's all stay safe, happy, and healthy in the new year.
Sounds to me like Joel didn't really lay out a 5. But I guess, I mean, a lot of, like, I was
did
reading,
research though. I tried.
I was reading through them, and I'm like, like that, you know for a fact, we don't do political stuff
Yeah.
here. So sure as heck, like, I didn't want to approach, like, the war in the Ukraine. I'm like, I'm not doing stuff. We don't do stuff like that. It's not
No.
really our thing. No, it's
No.
not our thing here. So I'm like, all right, give me some good stories. And I go from the Queen passing to the Phillies in the World Series, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. See how that doesn't
But
stick to
it's
entertainment is what we try
right,
to do.
exactly. That's what we do here. And if it's entertainment, so like people say, you talk about people dying. Well, entertainment, we pay homage to our entertainers. Um, it's funny tonight. Jewel had all that time getting ready. I see Linda Steele backstage, totally working on getting ready. We'll bring her out here in a moment, make sure she's all set. Very excited for that. She didn't hear me say that. She got her headphones in now, so we'll bring her out in a moment. But again, the top 5, of course. Jewel just kind of did like an overall view, which is great. I should have did that as well. The Chris Rock slap by Will Smith, number 5. Elon Musk by his Twitter, number 4. The first ever Down syndrome model by Victoria's Secret, number 3. Passing of Queen Elizabeth, number 2. And my Philadelphia Phillies, right, mine, made it to the World Series. As we said, Eagles lost just their second game of the season to Dallas. Good job by Gardner Minshew. Not quite enough. Fell about 10 yards, 15 yards short. Just their second loss of the season. Still got 2 more chances to lock up the division, get home field, get ready for some playoff action. Jalen Hurts still not decided for this week. Questionable once again.
Oh.
You don't want to risk that shoulder. That's an issue. I think Minshew played terrific. The next couple games they have are winnable without Hurts. We did lose Lane Johnson, at least for the rest of the regular season. Hopefully he can come back for the playoffs. That's a big blow. And so my wife's finally starting to get into it. She's like, so what happened to Lane Johnson? Like, is he back? When's he coming back? I'm like, what? We don't say that word here. That's a curse word. Vikings. Nah, kidding. We're all friends until we get in with each other. So in a moment, we'll bring out Linda Steele. I seen her walk in, sit down, get her headset ready, and then she walked away. So I guess she's preparing. And we'll have her on in a minute, and we're going to talk a little bit about her new book, and we're going to talk about maybe the holiday trick. Jewel, I ate my collective face off this holiday season, and you know how I had, like I said, like once a week I'll do a cheat day. I had about a cheat week, so definitely getting back to we had swordfish tonight, so I'm trying to bring myself back down. How are your holidays? How was I ate so much this holiday season.
I ate so much. I'm glad I didn't make cookies either, or I would have ate those too. But yeah, it's just always a lot of dinner. We did it like buffet style this year, just with everything, the meatballs and baked ziti and then ham. I don't even like ham, but I have to eat it on Christmas. But
I
there was
agree.
ham and chicken, and it was just a spread, and then just munch it. Well, this is. I always eat bad this week, and then January 1st, I'm pretty good. My birthday is at the end of January, so I try to keep it good at least until then, and then try and fall off the rails a little bit, and then come back. So
Now
I
it's funny.
do pretty good in January, so I can give myself some leeway this week. But I don't know,
Okay.
sugar is addictive.
I hear it. It's funny that J.D. Wolf said food coma because last couple of days, me and the wife are, God, I'm so tired. I think all that food is still just, and keep in mind, I changed my diet, so it's a lot of fish and veggies. And then it's the bad stuff. I'm going to ask you a question. When did, and it's not really a question, I'll have a logical answer. When did ziti and meatballs and sausage and all become part of the holidays? Because every house I was at this year had zitis,
It's just
meatball.
easy.
So I guess so. And don't get me wrong, I love meatballs. I love sausage. I like my Italian food. Every place, I'm like, man, it's become a staple.
It really is. I wish we did the 7 fishes one time, but I don't know. It's really just become a staple. Like every party, even it's just like meatballs and ziti, and then because the kids eat it too, so that makes it.
It makes sense. We only did 7 fishes once many years ago. I could do without it. I'm eating fish pretty much like every other night now. And like, we got the swordfish. Cassie's like, all right, let's try it. And she's like, I hate it. So that was fast. I'm going to shout out to Linda Steele. I don't know if she's back there and waiting on me to announce her or if she has stepped away from. I see the chair. I don't see her. So we will wait till she pops in. She's definitely backstage, so no need to worry there. She will be with us in a moment. But it's just, whoa, what the heck happened there? All of a sudden my Wi-Fi went a little goofy.
What is
All right,
it
there's
tonight? I think
she's
Wi-Fi is wacky.
back in with earphones set. Give me a thumbs up. Linda, you ready? You ready for us? Did you hear me? Not sure if she's here. Might have a little connection issue. Let's try and bring her in and see what happens. Our guest tonight is one of the authorities of fitness. She's a fitness expert. She's got a brand new book out. She does motivational speaking. She just stepped out of her chair again, so we'll wait, wait a minute because we lost her once again. So, Jewel, how was the holiday?
It was great though. I'm just happy to have like an easy week. I'm gonna sneeze.
Yeah, this is like my last week of full-blown freedom before I go back into the working world, and my time is pretty much up. Like, get back to it, which is fine. Can you hear us now? I noticed you changed headsets. Are we good? We'll find out in a second. Let's bring her out. Let's see how it works out. Again, our guest this evening is a fitness expert, author, motivational speaker. She does it all. It's absolutely terrific. And again, she pulled the headset down, so I don't know if she's ready for us or not. Let's give her a try anyway. Let's bring her out to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Linda Steele. Linda, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I was in a panic because I normally, when I do these broadcasts, I always have headsets on. My first set of headsets wasn't working. I found a second pair, it wasn't working. Then I found my third pair, not working.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. This has never happened before.
It's okay. And I kept watching you back, and the beauty of StreamYard is watching you backstage. I kept telling Jewel, like, and the audience were making a little banner. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's working.
Yeah.
And I even had shouted you out, and you're just like, man, this is not going to work. But yeah, if it's one person, like if you're by yourself, you won't get the echo. We've had groups of 5, like rock bands, come on, not wearing headphones. All you hear is each other bouncing. So this won't be bad. It's actually, you can hear you just fine. Glad you can hear us. I have to tell you, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming on. I'm very excited to have you here. I am not the biggest fitness guy. I get picked on a lot for not doing all the working out. But I always wanted to, we've had one on before, and then I've seen you do a lot of different shows, and you have so much going on. Like, I'd love to have you come on. So thank you for joining us, first and foremost.
I was so glad that you asked me. I love coming on podcasts. I have so much to tell and so much to share, and this is the best way to get out to as many people as possible. So this is the way to do it.
yes.
Excellent. We
Leave them
appreciate
alone.
it.
I'm so excited for your pearls of wisdom because I need them right now.
Oh, good. I'll bet. Well, this is the time of year that everyone's trying to do the new year, new me, and so this is the time. And to be honest, even as professionals, we get into a lull, and we sometimes need each other to keep each other motivated and remind ourselves of certain things. And the last several days, as a matter of fact, I've had a little bit lighter schedule with my clients. And I was thinking to myself, this is going to be the perfect opportunity to get back on track. And believe it or not, every single minute of my day has been occupied with something. So I'm in the same boat as you guys. This is not easier for one person over another. It's just a matter of how you balance your day. That's really what it boils down to. How you balance your day, how you're going to fit it in.
That's the key. And for me, like, I always give the excuse of, I'm tired, or I got to work, or I don't feel like it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we had kind of questions lined up, but I'm going to bounce since we're on that subject. What do you do? What are some little tricks for self-motivation to get yourself on the treadmill or to pick up a weight? Because I'm always the guy making excuses. How do you get around that? What kind of mental focus do you use to just dive in?
Well, it probably helps that I'm a little more vain than the average person. And I always go back to looking at a picture of what I used to look like. And I remind myself I never, ever want to go back there. And even today, even right now, in my current state, I don't look exactly how I know I could look. I know I'm probably about 4 weeks out from being exactly how I want to be. But if I start that 4-week clock, I'm never going to get where I want to be. So even I have to remind myself of where I don't want to go, because it's really easy to fall back into it. It's not hard to maintain, but you still need to, stay on top of things.
And I do the same thing. I'll look at both good and bad pictures. I'm like, oh, if I could just get back there. And I know what it takes to get there for the most part because I've done it somewhat before. But yeah, it's so much of mental and just making that commitment to do that. So when did your fitness journey begin for you? Were you always into fitness or?
No. Well, so when I was younger, I was athletic. I played sports in high school and so forth, and even fresh out of high school. But I started having kids when I was young. I was 24 years old, having my first babies. I had a set of twins, and I never went back to working out after that until the twins were 9 years old and my little one was like 7 or so. And it was right around that time I was also going through a divorce. That always helps. You always have some kind of underlying motivation, like, oh my God, somebody else is going to see me naked one day. That was exactly, again, you have to remember, I'm a little bit more vain than the average. So I was embarrassed about the way my body looked, and I knew I had to do something. And then, something else really interesting happened. I was surrounded by people at that time who, they actually said it out loud, but they also made me feel like I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to succeed in doing that. Oh, you might get in shape for a little while, but then you're just going to go back and doing what, the yo-yo diet that everybody else falls into. And I was not going to let them win, and I was going to prove them wrong. And so that gave me all the incentive that I needed. And I did it. Now I don't have any. Now everyone's like, oh my gosh, you look great. And if you compare me to other women my age, I still look fantastic. So it's harder for me as I get older because I'm still a little bit of, above average. And so it's a little harder for me to get the incentive that I want. So really have to get in my own head when I want to do.
It's pretty amazing because and to see you in pictures and using pictures for the ads, there's so many great ones, and you look terrific in all your pictures, and you want to get the utmost of your fitness, but you bring out great like costume design, you have great clothing and everything, and that's awesome. Do people come to you and say, I don't want to show you my before, or I don't want you to see how I look, but I want you to fix me?
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
I do. I get some people who get embarrassed, and mostly men, believe it or not. So men
I
like
believe it.
men like to train women because sometimes they're too insecure to train with another man. They feel like a male trainer is going to be like, oh my gosh, that's all you can lift, or oh my gosh, you should be doing better. So they're already a little insecure training with a male trainer. So they feel like training with a female is going to give them a little bit more security, and maybe we're going to be softer and not, be mean or make fun of them. No trainer out there is going to ever make fun of any client. I'm going to tell you that right now. Trainers typically, regardless of what they look like on the outside, they are some of the kindest, most warm-hearted people you'll ever meet. And most of them have been there. They've been in the shoes of people who aren't in shape. So they know how bad it feels, and they know how hard it is to actually get to where you want to be. So, yeah, I get a lot of times, people who are so embarrassed of their level, and I have people going, oh, let me just get into shape a little bit before I start training with you. And I tell them, please don't do that. You're just going to so that I'm going to have to break. Let's just dive right into it and get the most out of your time and money.
But by the same token, and because I know how I used to be, do you get the guys who just want to automatically show off to like a Linda Steele, like, let me show her what I can do, and end up hurting themselves? I mean, you're a very attractive woman, you're going to be their trainer, and they're like, let me show you what I can do, and then really end up hurting themselves?
Well, they don't hurt themselves on my time. I would never leave that. But what happens a lot is I'll, say, okay, this is the exercise we're going to do now, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate, and I'll put the weight by them, and they'll go, I can do much more than that. And I'm like, I really think this is what you should try to do. And if they're really adamant, I'll let them do what they think they could do, as long as I know they're not going to hurt themselves. And I'll just go, okay, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and try it. And I'm like, I'm reminding you that I require 15 reps. And we're going to do 3 sets of these. We're going to superset with something else. So I'm thinking ahead. I know the routine. You may not know what I have, but if you want to try that, you go right ahead. And I usually let them prove to themselves, wow, that was really freaking heavy.
Yes, because
And then all of a sudden I'm right.
But what do you think is the biggest mistake people starting off? Do you think it's because I know I fell into this trap of just straight cardio and no lifting and seeing zero results. How important is weightlifting?
Girl, I can't even. That's exactly what happened to me when I started too. So when I started, I didn't know anything about fitness. I knew nothing about anything. And I saw people running. I'm like, okay, I could do that. It must work. You're going to burn calories. I wound up running too much. My cardio, I ran for too long, too many miles. Not only was I getting shin splints and I was aching in every
Oof.
joint I owned, but besides that, when you run, let me back up. When you do cardiovascular activity for longer than 30 minutes at a rigorous state, your body's temperature rises to a point where your muscles can no longer, the muscle cells can no longer stay alive. Okay. So what winds up happening is we wind up, at first we start getting skinnier. We're like, oh, look at this, I'm losing inches. But what happens is your body is not just losing fat, because it's going to lose a little fat, but it's losing muscle. Your body's muscle cells start to die if you're doing too much cardio. So you think you're doing yourself good, but what you did was you set yourself up for some long-term failure, because muscle is the one thing on your body that burns calories even when you're at rest. So if you decrease your muscle mass, you're decreasing the calories that you're expending on a daily basis just at rest, like you said. So you want to actually build muscle so that you can burn more calories as time goes on.
Wow.
And
Do,
there's a part B to that. Part B is when you do cardiovascular activity, you burn calories for about 2 hours after you stop. So for about 2 hours, your body is trying to cool itself down, and it's going to burn more calories. But when you lift weights, if you do a decent weightlifting regimen, you're going to burn calories. You're gonna have about a 24 to 48 hour residual calorie burn after lifting weights versus doing cardio.
And that's amazing. And that makes me feel so good because as a person who doesn't really like cardio but felt like that was the only recourse to lose weight, it's just it's life changing. And if you do it the right way, it it just
Yeah.
it's a totally different world.
Now,
So
I'm going to tell you this. I do always recommend 20 minutes of rigorous cardio prior to lifting. 20 minutes
prior
we
to lifting.
prior.
right,
I'll
yeah.
explain why that too. But we want to make sure you do cardiovascular, 20 minutes of cardiovascular prior to lifting, because you want to build and 20 minutes is safe because your body's muscles can stand that temperature for about that long before they start dying. It's between 20 and 30 minutes somewhere. We're not sure exactly where, but we know it's somewhere between that range. So that's why I say do 20 minutes, because 20 minutes is really all you need 3 times a week for your cardiovascular system to start to get strong. Your cardiovascular system is responsible for supplying blood and nutrients throughout your body, your muscles. And the reason we do it the cardio first is because it's going to also supply movement to your joints, which will have your joints produce synovial fluid, which is a natural lubricant. So it decreases your chance of injury significantly. That's why you want to do cardio first versus after.
Yes, because I mean I'm in those TikTok holes and they're like, no, you have to lift first and then do cardio after. But I feel like if I do cardio after, I'm gonna pull something, lift it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I feel the same way. And like I said, do it first. In I hear people going, but I'm too tired once I get done with cardio. Well, then get in shape. Once you get in shape, you will no longer be tired after you get off cardio. You're gonna get off cardio and be like, let's do this. What are we doing now? And you get ready. But you have to, there's a balance, and everybody forgets that there's a balance. They try to pick little parts of different workout programs that they hear about, the parts that they like, and they like to try and mush make their own program out of it. I did the same thing. I made the same mistake, and I got nowhere.
Wow, it's definitely why people, and I know a lot of people don't like taking advice from experts and figured they could figure it out. I never knew any kind of routines. I was never good at it. My wife did, and I don't know how you feel with this. My wife did CrossFit for a while.
Mhm.
There's people all over the board, yes, no, for CrossFit, but she got these habits and said, look, let me teach you. And even then, I'm like, what are you going to teach me? But apparently, like, people get to know and learn. Do you get people to fight you on that? Like, I don't want to do this. This isn't the way I want to approach it. Well, your eye roll says it all.
Yeah. You know what? CrossFit is a special animal. Like that's something that not everybody can do. It's not really designed for just the average person. And so if you are just the average person, you're starting to work out and you gravitate to it and you're good at it, God bless. It's really, it's not something that I recommend for the average. I recommend more the basic weightlifting like we do. It's simple. If you have a good trainer, he or she's going to make sure your form is good. That's why you're not going to hurt yourself. CrossFit, your chances of injury are pretty significant. And, and so now you get injured. Now, okay, you're getting in shape. Everything's great. Now you're injured. You're out for 6 weeks. Now what?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but if you're weightlifting and you got both feet on the ground and you're stable and everything's good, your chances of injury are pretty low. So you can actually, maintain and continue to succeed.
And
That's
that's
cool.
what I said to Jeff. I'm like, I will definitely hurt myself if I do CrossFit because, I'm just used to a certain way. But I feel like I find myself plateauing all the time. And what do you recommend for plateaus? More weight, more reps, or?
I recommend you address your diet. It's usually the cornerstone. Yeah, and nobody wants that. They're like, oh my God, no. I'll have a client sign up for like 36 sessions, and I'll be like, okay, these are the rules: no alcohol, no bread. No, they're like, what? Hold on, give me that contract back. What do you mean no alcohol? Like I'm responsible for biology and how it affects the body. You have to address your diet. If you are hitting a plateau, it's 95% your diet. Some people cut their calories back too much. Some people, again, they're picking different programs, different pieces from different programs. And they're saying, okay, this one says go low on your protein. This one says high protein, but low carbs. This one says no fat, but, and so you try to piece together what to do. But the program that I teach, I've never swayed away from it. It's always been a 40-40-20 split, 40% protein, 40% carbohydrate, 20% fat. This is really designed for people who are active in the gym, but even when I have clients sitting around doing nothing at home, I recommend that they do the same thing. Get your protein from lean meats, chicken, fish, pork, eggs, cottage cheese. Those are great sources. Some people say get rid of dairy. If we have a problem with inflammation, yes, I'm going to recommend get rid of dairy. My rule for the last 18, 19 years I've been teaching my program has been no bread, no rice, no pasta, no sugar. Now we have a fancy name for that. It's called gluten-free. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were smart 18 years ago, I would have called it gluten-free. I'd have been a millionaire by now.
Right? Jesus.
Instead, I kept it simple: no bread, no rice, no pasta. But again, those are the things that I recommend only when you're trying to lose weight. Okay, it's not like you can never have a cookie again. It's not that you can never have spaghetti and meatballs again. It's that while you're trying to lose weight, try to get those carbohydrates from valuable sources. Sources that are high in nutrients. Fruits and vegetables, for instance. I don't know. Those are really nutritionally dense. So if you can increase your carbohydrates by the way of vegetables, fruit, depending on how many calories you're taking in, everyone's going to be a little different. Even in a weight loss program, everyone's calories going to be different. You can have some rice. I let my clients, who are eating 1,700 calories or more, have some rice to fill in the carbohydrate quota. But again, it's not forever. You can eat this very rigid, strict way that I recommend, and it's really not that bad. But you can eat that way. And then, say you get to a goal, say you've lost 7 pounds and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Have a pizza, and then
Now you're talking.
right? Now I'm talking your language. Have a pizza, but then get back on track tomorrow and give me another 7 to 10 pounds. And then you can reward yourself again. So it's not like you can't ever have a cookie again or a pizza again, just not during that brief moment of time when we're trying to get to our goal.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And one of the things I wanted to ask you, of course, in the time of year we had you on, kind of set it up this way. Holiday eating. Jewel and I were talking about the holidays come. You gorge. You eat. Ideas to get right back at it? Or do you think kind of go slow and work your way back in there? Because let's face it, we're all eating
Yeah,
Totally different on the holidays.
yeah, completely. And my recommendation is to just go right back into it. That's what I would recommend. Um, I just feel like I have leftovers in my fridge right now. I'm going to eat them,
Mhm.
which is another reason why I haven't gone to the gym. If you take your leftovers and you throw them away, and I know that sounds crazy, like, oh my gosh, how can I throw a pan of lasagna away? You know,
Right.
say you don't want to throw it away, cut it up in serving sizes and freeze it. Just get it out of reach for now.
Ah, okay.
And again, let that be one of your great, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, you know, reward myself because I lost 7 to 10 pounds. And they have that lasagna that I have in the freezer since Christmas. So you could do that. But I had a client once, this is a great story. I had a client. Now my rates are not cheap. My hourly rates are not cheap. I'm back in the day, this is probably 10, 15 years ago. Back then she was paying me like, $70, $80 an hour. So my rates are not cheap. She's paying me $80 an hour, and she starts training with me, one of my clients. And first week, and she's not losing weight. And I'm wondering, what are you doing? You should have lost 2 pounds by now. The way my program works, it's 2 pounds a week, regardless, or more. And she's like, well, I haven't thrown away that box of Honey Nut Cheerios yet. I said, okay. So the next week comes, no weight. Hey, girl, you're not down in weight yet. What's going on? Oh, I'm still, every day I have a bowl of that Honey Nut Cheerios. She said, I just don't want to waste it. I got the family size box. I just don't want to waste it. I
I
said,
got one of those upstairs.
yeah, so I asked her, I said, how much money did you pay for that box of cereal that you don't want to waste? And she's like, it was like, $5.75. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money for a box of cereal. I said, but do you recall how much money you pay me per hour? Should we do some personal trainer math? And I'm going to show you how you're really, let me show you what money you're actually wasting because you're
Right.
nowhere by eating that $5 box of cereal. Get rid of it. And this is done. She's like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it like that.
And I feel like, especially you said Honey Nut Cheerios, like people will look at that and think it's an healthy option or
Mhm.
good carbs like whole grain or multigrain. But I saw one of your shorts and it had a good about the complex carbs and not making your carbs grains or
Right.
things with refined sugar.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You don't, those healthy cereals, it's funny because they usually have more carbohydrates than the sugary cereals. I compared Raisin Bran once to, I think, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I was like, well, screw that. I'm eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch if I'm having I'm going to really enjoy myself. And how about the serving sizes on the back of the box cereal?
Yeah.
Mm.
3/4 cup. Who even, who, my bowls at my house are much bigger. And if my milk to cereal ratio is off, I'm adding more. I can't tell you when at the end of the day how much cereal I've consumed in one sitting if I'm eating cereal. It's just
Same.
bad.
Yeah.
It's just a thing you should stay away from. No one's eating 3/4 cups of cereal. I'm telling
No.
you.
No.
I used to try and measure it way back when I got heavier. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start measuring, and I measured out a half a cup of cereal, and
And you're like,
I'm staring at these three little nuggets of cereal. Like, what the hell am I gonna do with this?
literally, it's 3 big spoonfuls, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
just cheese. It's not worth it. Don't bother. Crack open a protein shake instead. You can get chocolate flavored ones. They taste delicious. Like the
Eats a
cereal is like,
half a box in one bowl. That's me. I load it up and I get it, and I feel better. Cause I'm like, only 2% milk, but
oh, I know. We fool ourselves into thinking we're doing ourselves good. It's just bad. It's just bad.
And good marketing.
great
Great.
marketing.
This is
You're right.
healthy. Mm.
Yeah.
So let's get to a little bit more of like your career and your personal life because you have a new book coming out
Mhm.
for next year, coming out soon, called Nerves of Steel. And if you go to the website, we got scrolling down the bottom. You can pre-order that book now. Tell us a little bit about the book, the creation, some of the backstory and your triumphs that got you to where you are today. Because, like I said, I've seen you on a lot of programs, good programs, very successful. I love listening to you talk. Give us a little bit of the backstory behind the journey to get you where you are today.
Sure. Okay. So that's basically what my book is about. It's about my backstory, and it literally goes back to childhood. There's we all have some kind of childhood trauma that we're dealing with. right? Nobody has the perfect life. Nobody had the perfect childhood, and we all, have something to say about it. It kind of created who we are today. Any kind of quirks we have or issues we have, it usually dates way back, right? So what I did was I noticed, I recognized all of the things that I was doing as an adult. At once the term childhood trauma, became popular, and the term narcissist became popular, and
Yes.
and some of these, fancy terms came around. Um, I started kind of relating my today world back a little bit, like, no wonder I'm doing this. No wonder my relationships are turning out like that. It just figures. So I thought I've really come a long way, through all the, BS and through all the childhood trauma, and I worked alongside it, and I still was able to be a good mom, and I was still able to be a good business owner. I can't say a good wife because I'm divorced now. I'm not even going to claim that, but I was good at a bunch of things, and I was able to do that alongside my childhood trauma. So I thought, why not put together a little memoir of my life? Like, this is what I went through, and this is how I overcame it, and this is what I did to make it all happen, because I feel like I can really get through to a lot of people by that. They could probably parallel their lives with some things that happen in mine, and they might be able to, get, maybe some encouragement out of it and some empowerment out of it, and hopefully I can make a difference in their lives.
It's awesome.
Was that therapeutic for you? And how was the whole writing process? Was it emotional getting all of that out there?
Very, very, and it was it therapeutic? I think it was. So, and the reason I say I think is because I'm still in the midst of it all. Right before I got on the line with you, I was going through my first draft layout. The
Wow.
attorneys have gone through it, the editors have gone through it, and they sent it to me and said, "Here you go. What do you think?" And I have to go make the changes, which means I have to read that book front to back, word for word, again. So I'm not past it yet, because every time I dig into it again, I go back to a place where I don't want to be, and it's tough. And that was one of the reasons it took me so long to write the damn thing, because I was in a good place when I started writing it, and I was like, I really don't want to go there. My brain purposely made me forget all that junk, and there's a reason for that. So what am I doing? Um, but I do know, I have learned throughout the years that until you face that trauma and that BS, if until you come face to face with it, it's really hard to actually heal. Like, you have to take it in, you have to live it, you have to own it, and then you can heal from it. If you bury it forever, it's really hard, and the professionals say it's really hard to ever um, get past it and heal from it. So there I am, diving into it a number of times, reading the book over and over again. Um, and so I think I'm going to heal at some point, and I think I'm going to forgive all the people who done me wrong over time, and either way, I'm coming out ahead because I like where I'm at today.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. And you talk about maybe you failed in the past, divorce, etc. It takes two to tango in anything in life. Don't put yourself down for that. You obviously have made the right moves to be successful.
Yeah.
Um, One of the things I want to talk about real quick, we're probably going to keep you a little later than I thought, 30 minutes. We're having a blast here. I just you have so much
Okay.
information. But the male misconception, and for every guy out there, I want to ask this question to you because I've seen, like I said, when you agreed to come on the show, I started looking and I see you doing all these great pictures, like glamour modeling, you call it, and fashion, as well as weightlifting. And guys like, girls getting into weightlifting, it's all about being tough anymore. It's not girly. But I think you have a lot of great female aspects, the clothes, the shoes, the whole that. I guess, again, you talk about balance. Are you more into the, hey, I'm tough and fit, or do you just like to be girly? How do you find a middle ground on all that? Because men always think when women lift weights, they're not girls anymore. Or girly, I should say.
Right, right. And that's actually a great question. And it really, I think, as far as a man is concerned, I think it depends on their taste. Some men prefer women who are shaped by muscle, and they like that ripped cut look. Some men like a woman who is soft and has, like us weightlifters refer to it as skinny fat. So they might be thin, but they're shaped by fat. They're not shaped by muscle. And being in the health industry, that's not the healthy way to do it. I like to do the healthy thing. that just so happens that that's going to mean I have muscle on my body and I shape by muscle and my body fat percentage is low. That's just the healthy way to do it. As far as a balance goes, because of my taste, I happen to think that a woman shaped by muscle is just very attractive. So, and very feminine. Now there's a line you can cross, and then all of a sudden it becomes like, is that feminine? So there's a line, but again, that's just my taste. Because those women who do that, they probably think they still are very feminine and look fantastic. And so, again, it's really a matter of taste, I think. I don't know that there's a right or a wrong.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. And we got some nice little comments. Past mistakes aren't mistakes or lessons for your future. Agreed.
Vera, I
And
love it.
somebody on my page, as long as they don't crack in half when I hug them, I'm good. I agree. I don't want anybody I don't like too skinny. I like whatever it is. If it's muscle tone, if it's a little bit of more body weight, whatever it is, I'm
Yep.
good there.
Yeah, I agree. The really thin ones, again, is usually not very healthy. And that's one of the reasons I like to be shaped by muscle.
Did you look up to any of weightlifters as you started and just aspired to be them, or maybe met them, or anyone that helped you personally on your fitness journey?
No. And that's so funny you say that because even today, I just recently started following people who are fitness. And mostly, like, I went to the Olympia. I didn't actually go to the Olympia. I stayed at the hotel where the Olympia was the same weekend.
Huh.
And I was on a podcast called The Fitness Junkies and the Action Junkies, and they interviewed a few of the Olympians. I also worked out at a gym in Vegas that was owned by two prior Olympians. And so I then all of a sudden became interested because I knew them personally. And that was really fun that I knew them personally because I know the work that goes into it. I've never trained myself to that level of being show ready, but I'm, again, probably like 6 weeks. At my best, I'm usually about 6 to 12 weeks out from show ready. So I know what it takes. I know what it takes to maintain. I can imagine what it takes to even take it to myself. So no, I didn't follow anybody prior. My trainer, when I was lifting weights initially, I kept telling, I don't want to look like a guy. I don't want to look like a guy. It scared me. But I picked out some magazines. I looked at some magazine covers and I showed him, I'm like, this woman is beautiful. This is what I want. And what I saw was just a little bit of shoulder muscle, just a little bit. And he's like, oh, that's a piece of cake. We could do that. And then, of course, I went there and then I took it to the next level. Because now I like the striations and I like that kind of stuff. But nobody in particular, I just happen to see, if I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, that's what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the same way. Sorry, honey. And we had a couple, like I get into a couple. We had Caitlin Rice on our program. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She has a great workout regimen, and she's a little more stoic and kind of tough on it. And she said, my man does it with me now, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I can never marry somebody like that. No offense. No, I'm kidding. But and then growing up, I always remember Rachel McClish, who was definitely very feminine looking, had a nice tone. I'm a lot like you, so it's a good question to wonder who you admire. But like I said, as long as you know the limit you want to go to and be told and be worked the way you want it to work, it comes out great. And I think you look terrific. I think you're doing a fantastic job. Just so happy to have you come on and talk about it. I also see you golf. You said you were athletic as a kid. I see you golf. What other sports? What other activities? Any activities you could recommend for people to help maybe give you a little extra burn?
You know what I love right now? My boyfriend and I, we play pickleball every now and again.
Yes. Okay. It's very big right now.
Oh my gosh. I would, like, when I heard pickleball, I'm thinking like older people. Now, of course, all of a sudden I'm like, wait, hold on. But we just started playing recently and I'm having a ball with that. That's some really good activity, but you make sure you wear the right shoes. You can easily, twist an ankle, roll an ankle. So wear good shoes for that one. I love to hike. That's just activity. I like to bike. Again, that's more activity. I love to golf. I've really, taken a liking to that, and I'm getting better at it even. And so those are the activities that I like to do. If I'm on vacation, those are the things that I do. That's what
Excellent.
I do.
But you got to get the workouts in on vacation. I've seen your videos getting those workouts in.
Yeah.
Always, because that's when I know no one's bothering me. I'm not on any time crunch. I can take my time. I have to tell myself the sun is still going to be there. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to be in any, I try to go in the morning just to get it over with. Um, and I make sure that I do it. It just makes me feel so good. I know I'm going to be in a bathing suit in an hour. It makes me feel better that I've worked out first. And then you set yourself up good for the food part. Yes, you're on vacation. Yes, you should be able to splurge a little bit. But at the same time, when you go to these restaurants, the chicken that they're making for you also tastes delicious. Why wouldn't you choose that over, cheese fries? You know what I mean? So
I love cheese fries.
I know.
Everything bad for you is so much more delicious. I don't know why. So
It is.
So not to overly pry personally, but you said boyfriend. Is he into the fitness? Does he look some days like I don't feel like doing this at all? Do you got to kind of jumpstart him a little bit?
No, I'm so lucky. He's the one who drags me to the gym half the time.
Wow, all right, that's good.
I'm so lucky in that aspect and that respect. And he's not a meathead. He's not like, one of these really lean, whatever, but he has a really great muscle tone. He knows what he's doing. Fortunately he has a fitness background. He used to play football. So he's been, active and played sports his whole life as well. So that does help. And I really find that if you can be with somebody who makes that a priority in their life, that really is half the battle. It
That's
really
great.
Yeah.
That's great. My wife's been trying to push me to get it done since the day we got married and many years before that, and I'm still not there yet.
I'm going to tell you, if there's something good that you can do for her, like, do that.
Look at his face. See, you can't look at his face. What?
Gorgeous, and she's happy with that. You're right. But this is something that she really is enjoying. And I mean, like, I wouldn't have even thought to play pickleball until he was like, come on. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to lift him. And then I realized, this is something that he really wants to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that with him. It's really just something nice that you and your wife can do together. I'm not sure what you guys do together as a couple. Some people, like, you watch this on TV, they watch that on TV. You do this for fun, you do that for fun. If you can find some common something that you like to do together, it really makes a difference in your relationship. So I really strongly recommend you do it, even if you don't like it.
That sounds about right.
Memories, and yes, his wife is so active, and she does kayaking, paddleboarding. She's always doing something. So get on it, Jeff.
Yeah, I really think you should, Jeff. You will make her so happy because nobody wants to do that stuff alone. I mean, you'll do it alone because, or you'll do it with a friend, but you much rather do it with somebody that you love. It's just ways to create memories. It's ways to, to just have fun together.
And get healthy.
Yeah, I'm getting scolded by the audience. The audience is telling me to listen to you. Damn it, audience, killing me here tonight. But that's great. Not only do we get fitness advice, but also got some nice relationship advice, and I appreciate it. And you come off as just very intelligent, well-rounded. Seems like you really know what you want out of life and how to get it. Like, so your fitness is amazing. You look amazing. We greatly appreciate it. There is a lot of ways to get in touch with or find out about Linda Steele. As you know, we always scroll it down the bottom. I always like to read it off again before you send you on your way. Which I don't want to. I've had such a blast. But anyway, you can find Linda Steele, www.nervesofsteel.net. Get a copy of the brand new book that's coming out. I'm sure it's going to be great. www.lindasteelwellness.com. Instagram at Linda Steele FitBod. Couldn't get any easier than that. And Facebook at Linda Steele. Like I said, pre-order the new book now. I took a little snapshot of the cover. I couldn't find another picture, but there's the cover.
There it is.
Nerves of Steel, a memoir by Linda Steele. You look amazing in that picture as well. You're just a beautiful, beautiful woman inside and out. And like I said, listen to you it motivates me. After this, I'm going to go upstairs and tell my wife, because she watches sometimes. She turns around and says, Linda Steele told me to get on the kayak and the paddleboard this year, and she's going to thank you too. You might get a message from her.
Oh, I hope so. I love when I have female fans, by the way. Female fans are great. I mean, the guys like me because, they like the way I look, but the women, once a woman gets to know me, they're like, wow, she really can add some value. So I really appreciate when women.
We appreciate it as well. We would love to invite you back on sometime in the future after the book comes out and maybe do some more talking. Or maybe take 3 months off and let's see what you look like. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. But yeah, when a book comes out, maybe we'll bring you back and talk. So we love talking about books and authors as well. Jul's an avid reader. I try to read. My wife likes reading. So, because I feel like, man, it's been like 40 minutes and feel like it went by just like that. And when we have people on that have great topics and multiple subjects that are involved in it, it goes by so fast. Author, motivational speaker, trainer, you got it all figured out, and it's amazing, and we were thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I was honored to be here.
Thank you. I'm a little giddy. And you also called me, was it gorgeous? Did you say? I think she said
Yes.
gorgeous.
What
else can I add? Might as well cut the show right now because anything I say from this point won't get any better. Linda Steele, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget www.nervesofsteel.net and lindasteelwellness.com. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
The amazing Linda Steele. Joe, I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan, and I first saw her on Jimmy Starr's show. And I watched, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. And you know, Jimmy and Ron, they go out to get great guests. So when I saw her on, I'm like, I'm definitely interested in having her on the program. And, we start getting some of the other guests down. I'm like, all right, let me try to make this work. And to me, the timing was good. Late December, talk about some post-holiday stuff. And now the book's coming out, so the timing is great. And I just really enjoy it. I could have kept going. It was so great. She's wonderful in every aspect.
No, I mean, what a great way to end the year, and I'm motivated now, even though I had
Right.
pizza for dinner, but it's fine because I'll do good tomorrow and the day after, maybe on the 1st. Maybe on the 1st I'll start.
New year,
Monday,
new me.
well, I have off Monday, so maybe Tuesday I'll start because I'm motivated now. But yeah, it's just a real mental commitment that you have to make
Sure.
every morning. And once you get those first results, it's so addicting, and you just want to keep going. And it's really better than cheese fries. I have to say, like, I don't know when.
I don't know about that. I do like a good cheese fries. Tough to say.
It just feels so good to be in shape, and I'll get back there one day, hopefully.
I feel you. And for me, when I was younger and I used to wrestle in high school, and you see the weight loss and the muscle tone and all that, and that's definitely not the right way to do it because you're burning like 3 pounds, jumping rope and a bunch of trash bags. That's not healthy for you. But you would see the weight loss and all. And then as I got a little older, I'm like, I want instant results. Like if I don't see it in a week, and people are like, dude, it's just not going to happen that way. You have to keep going. You got to commit yourself to it. And I understand that. Definitely.
Yeah, and do it the right way. Like, you can't do these yo-yo diets or crash diets or anything. It was so funny because I went food shopping last night, and you pretty much get healthy stuff, but I usually get Joey mac and cheese. It's easy dinner, something she likes. It's just little cups of mac and cheese that she sometimes eats. So she usually, like, scarfs them down. Like, it's just a little cup of mac and cheese. So I come out tonight and, I was working and then getting ready for the podcast. So easy dinner, right? I had some reheated pizza. She had some mac and cheese. I come out and it's just sitting on the table. And she's like, yeah. So I was like, what's wrong? Like, I tried it to make sure it was all right. I tried it. I'm like, ugh. What
kind of mac and cheese are you making there?
And she's like, Mom, look at the cover. And here it says, like, gluten-free. I'm like, oh, man.
Ah, there it is.
I didn't think it would taste that different. Like, you see gluten-free all over, the grocery store nowadays. And
Sure.
I don't know. Like, I would try it. You know what I mean? It's no carbs or whatever. But, man, that really tasted some kind of nasty.
I can imagine. I'd
rather have some cauliflower than gluten-free mac and
And like I said, with my latest episode, my diet's changed immensely. Like I said, tonight we had the swordfish, the green beans, and everybody says, look, the more you eat healthy, the more it becomes kind of a regimen. You get used to it. And, I mean, then, Cassie's critiquing herself the whole time. I didn't season it right. I didn't put enough this. I didn't put enough that. Because, you know, no sodium, no butters, all that kind of stuff. A little lemon. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I'm becoming a fish guy slowly but surely. Granted, I wanted a cheeseburger, but I don't. I wanted pizza, but I don't.
I love
But,
that too.
you know, like I said, eating healthy is certainly part of it, and I'm definitely getting better at that. She's been a great help, reading every day, new recipes, etc. She works from home. I woke up like, what are you doing? I'm reading just some new ways to make fish. I'm like, okay, you know.
You're so on it. And with the low sodium and everything you're needing, gotta love her.
Yeah, you do. She's definitely helping me out. And of course, you know, when I put the ad up a couple days before the show, and she's like, "Hey, I got a fitness expert on, huh? Gonna take any lessons? Gonna learn anything?"
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
dear.
You
Yes,
learned
dear.
to participate. And
Yeah, and I also got a private chat message from Linda that said, if you plan your workout into your schedule, you are more likely to succeed. That is my problem, getting it into the schedule, because, you know, I work a lot of hours. We have show nights, but there is time. There's some people that wake up at 5 in the morning and do it. Maybe I'm not that guy, but to do it, to wake up maybe a half hour early and just do a little treadmill at least to give yourself a little something that's where I got to start getting it. She keeps saying you don't even try to find time to do it. She's right. I don't try to I try to find time to make excuses, time to nap, time to snack, but I don't really find time to just give myself a little workout.
yeah, and it will come to a point where, I don't know, I get mad at myself. And then if it's the end of the day and I'm really tired, like, I'll be so upset with myself. And I work like weird hours. Like my schedule could be 8 to 4, it could be 3 to midnight. So you know, it's weird when you have to switch schedules, and again, you just have to find out what works for you and fit it in there, no matter how. What I was doing in the beginning of this year was straight away like I'm not getting in the shower unless I work out. I'm not eating unless I work out. So I mean, maybe that's not the best thing, but you need some fuel to work out. So maybe
Yeah, absolutely.
or something. But if I gave it myself that, you know, I'm not getting in the shower. I'm gonna stink if I don't work out.
That's what they tell them. Like, all right, I'm going to work out. I'm going to smell. I got to go work. I am the king of excuse making. I'm not going to lie.
You know, but
See, the bears in effect. I quit eating cookies since Linda was on tonight. Well, that's been about a good solid 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Way to go.
they're like right there.
But Linda, I know you're still backstage. You can go at any time, and, you know, we're not trying to keep you. I do appreciate it. I know just got to get back to the book, and that's just awesome. And I'm going to send you the link to tonight's show, the YouTube link to your email, and we will chat again, because just an absolute pleasure. Have a great night again. Thank you. She's still backstage, and I'm staring because she's beautiful. She's just wonderful, and the chat was great. The talk, the information, all was great. She didn't realize it was live. Oh, that's okay. A lot of people don't realize it's live, and some people turn it down like live now. You know, it seems like for some reason, I don't know if it's maybe. But yeah, like the Joe Rogans, the Howard Sterns do it live. But you get like the bigger actresses like live. Nah, I pass. Like, I guess they're afraid they're going to say something a little
It's
out of key.
daunting, you know, to go live.
A little bit. It is a little bit. And like I said, I mentioned to people, like, we're looking for new shows and we want people to do it. And they're like, yeah, but you do yours live. And yeah, you got to watch your mouth a little bit. Jewel and I have said curse words. We've said some silly things we regret rarely, but, you know, for the most part, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, just gotta watch it.
I know, you do have to a little bit. Make sure I send the link to Linda right away. You don't disappoint Linda Steele. She was actually, like, correcting my whole life.
Ever since the incident, that's funny.
I try not to.
Incidents.
I try not to say like exactly what it is. I don't like to talk about it that much, but
We don't talk about
Ever since this, okay, ever since my triple bypass, right, almost died. Yeah, things I didn't. I guess the selfish part of me didn't want to present a triple bypass or a fitness expert and hear all the changes I really should be making. I made a lot though. I've come a long way, as you know, Jewel. Even though late, you were there with the wife. I think I had maybe 2 drinks and a shot, that nasty shot. But
Oh my God, that peppermint candy
yeah,
shot
you
was
were all
so
about it, right?
delicious. I'm like, what is in that? And then they told me, and I still remember. Like, that was so good. But no more of that.
One thing about Ange brings out the shot tray, and obviously she's responsible for selling them all. And you get the press. Ange gets a little press. She knows how. She's the master. I've known her for so long now. Everyone's like, Ange this, Ange that. I'm like, I've known Ange, for years. So she could always get a win over me. She knows that. We're tight like that. And when I saw the peppermint shots, I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God, no. They look just nasty.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like, looked like male release in a cup. And I'm just like, no, no way. But you enjoyed it. And I'm glad we have fun. I love when we get out. I love when we get out together and hang out. And we don't shop talk that much when we're out. We just kind of let loose, be
That was
ourselves.
so funny talking to Brent all night. And then I'm like, who's Brent? He's like, are you kidding me?
You talk to that poor guy all night, and he sends you a friend request, and you're like, who's Brent Worrell? I'm like,
Sorry, Brent.
he is great, though. And he loves it there. He drives like 40 minutes to get there. He loves it.
That's how you know you got a good spot.
Right, it's a good time. He is kind of fit into the works, and it was just great. I like, as you know, my wife is the mayor of any bar she walks into because everybody gets a hello and a hug and a story. Everybody gets a story, and she's making her way around, and it's almost neat because you see her like do the lap, then you see her coming in to the finish line, which is basically our table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to push her to the finish line the other night. She loves to be out. She loves George like we all do. We're going to miss George. He says, head to Nashville. And there's a lot of people that you get to know and social media. Of course, nowadays the bar scene is not like it used to be. You used to go to the bar, see 3 or 4 people you knew. You'd have some drinks, you'd talk, you go home. Now it's everybody else you see on social media, so you got to catch up, and, it's changed.
It has changed.
Drastically. So again, real quick, as I mentioned, 2023, the Yo Show, its Facebook page is the Stoop Radio Network. I was mentioning this before Jewel got here. And we're looking for shows, man. Anything. Give us a webcast. Give us a half hour to talk about something, or an hour. Just something that you know how to talk about. Romance, dancing, cooking. Ooh, imagine getting someone in here to cook some stuff. That would be great. So anything you want to do, you can make it a half hour of your time, an hour of your time, whatever. I see a little face wandering back and
Joey
forth.
wants a show. She wants her own show.
I think she's down for a show. Let's get that music band going, too, and get that music band to have a show as well. So, I left 5 ideas of some things to know and do. But, of course, before we do any of that, we stop everything when our YouTube promo time is here. So, Joey, tell those YouTubers what to do.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications and hit that like button in the face. Don't break your screen. Don't. And make sure you turn on all notifications and make that
Comment and like.
Uh-huh.
And get involved.
Uh-huh. And subscribe.
Share.
Uh-huh. And share.
Share with all your friends. Word of mouth. That's it.
And make that subscribe button gray like what? What's gray here?
I think
Don't
we
forget-
know what gray is.
Don't forget to watch my channel, Josephine's World. Right? You forgot that part.
Things wrong. Let's go. What would your podcast be about?
She is, in fact, the boss girl.
Creepy stuff. Boss girl.
I like creepy stuff.
I haven't got that in a few weeks, so.
Eat all your vegetables and smash that like button. Beautiful. But I noticed now, Joey, are you on a diet because you stopped telling people you're going to steal their snacks? You used to be a snack stealer. No more stealing? No more snacks?
Tell them about your gluten-free mac and cheese.
Mommy.
I wanted to
I'm sorry. Oh,
Ugh,
gluten-free, not for me.
gluten free, not for me.
I agree. Mommy's eating pizza and her daughter's suffering through gluten-free
Oh, it was
nonsense.
fresh margarita pizza too. It's so good.
One slice of mine was spicy.
It can get spicy.
No,
Can be a little spicy.
almost the one that was spicy.
Yeah. That should be a
I have stuff for Man Cave because I got Christmas
Ooh,
presents.
I got a couple things still. Let's see what you got, and then I'll lay mine out too.
Okay, you want to show? Should we start?
Yeah. Yeah, wait, I have to start one.
So Duck got me this for my art wall.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
This is Skyward Sword. My favorite games.
And
That's
next
good.
we
I have a
have
place for everything.
next we have a Wonder Woman. Funko Pop with a Wonder Woman magazine.
Look at that.
I saw that one at FYE the other night. I did not buy it 'cause I'm running out of room with the big ones. The big one's really good, but that's a cool one. I like that one a lot.
I love it. This is Rebirth. And yeah, I think she got this in Barnes & Noble. I'm pissed because it's the only one they have and the box is broken, but it doesn't matter because I open them and I'll read the comic book too. So I
And
love
next
that though.
Hey, you open and read the book, huh?
Well, it's the box is ripped.
This
So
and Sailor Moon action figure.
yeah, this is really cool too. What a find.
That is pretty cool. Where did?
And you can collect all of them.
Yeah. And Sailor Moon though.
I like that.
And I figured she's very buxom.
She is buxom. It's like the Linda Steele of Sailor Moon.
I thought I had something else. No?
Wait,
Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
that's it. That's it.
I feel bad because one of my Christmas gifts I got was a Fitbit, and I didn't bring it downstairs. And there's just I got to start learning it. Cass like, hey, Fitbit. But I do have a couple main.
Yell at you to stand up.
Yeah, I'm sure mine does that.
Oh, didn't you get like that?
I got this awesome pack. This was a Pollyanna we did with friends, and it's socks. Beavis and Butthead socks. Right? Look at it. It's like 7 different pairs of socks. And I love this so very much. And you know the Pollyanna, like people could steal your gift, and I'm like, I didn't hear what she said, but
She's like, I hate that show. It's so corny.
really,
I love
well,
it.
it must be an age thing because when we were younger, it was like the greatest show on
Right
television.
now.
It'll probably make too much noise.
I'll just like.
Yeah, look at you. Me sleeping? Miss Cassie in the house checking out my Beavis and Butthead socks. I was hoping nobody stole these things, and like I said, it's the Pollyanna thing, the Chinese, where you take numbers and people go. And then I got my latest Funko Pop, actually right before the holiday, the new Spider-Man No Way Home Hot Topic exclusive.
Ooh.
With my, you know, the Spider-Man ones always sell out fast. People love the Spider-Man ones. I'm all about it. I got more coming. We got some topics. I haven't even hit a topic yet. Let's see what we got here. So, what better holiday gift than the Mega Millions jewel, which is up to $585 million? Can't really think of anything I could do with $585 million. I don't know about you. It seems like too much money for me. It seems like sounds like just a tax problem.
It's too much.
I tell you, the first thing I would do with I now have the new first thing I would do with $585 million. I would hire Linda Steele at $80 an hour to whip my ass into shape. Yeah.
Same.
She's like, it's funny, she's like, oh, my prices are steep. That's like the rate, though. A personal trainer is never cheap, especially one that's now, like, because she's pretty big time. Like I said, she's been on a lot of programs. She's got the book out now. So I don't see that as a lot of money. I would.
What I need someone to, like, hold me
Right.
accountable. When I was doing Beachbody, I would have to, like, send pictures of everything I ate, every meal,
Really?
every snack. So it would make me, like, make good meals and make a great breakfast and cook with coconut oil and all that stuff. It's
I'm
good
telling
though.
you, like-
It's really not like once you have the stuff in your house, it's easy to make great meals.
Exactly. And that's where Cassie was, because there's nights where I would make the excuse, of, wow, it's so much easier to just order something out. It might cost you 20
Yeah.
bucks. She's like, yeah, it's 20 bucks, but to go to the market, get food for a week, and I'm like, yeah, it's expensive. Spend $200 at the grocery store. Yeah, but not every day. Not, you got that stuff in the store, the seasonings and the oils and etc. and the meats and all that are now in your house, so it stretches out.
You know what always stuck with me? This one guy, he said, if you just shop around the perimeter of the store and try not to go in the middle, because in the middle is all like the processed stuff, but on the end is all the fresh stuff. So I try to
Yeah,
do that.
you're actually right, because most of the grocery stores I go to, especially the Giant, it's like produce. And if you go long, it's usually the deli counter, fish counter, meat counter. Go long all the way, it's dairy and breads.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in the middle is the cookies and the cakes and the chips. All that is in the middle. So yeah, if you avoid the middle of the market, and of course the frozen food section with the pizzas and all the frozen snacks, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, except for like Trader Joe's, because that's all mix up. I love Trader Joe's though.
A lot of people do. Eh.
It can be hit or miss though, I'll give you that, because sometimes, ugh. I think I got cheese there one time. I was like, oh my god, what crap. But it's usually good. Fresh.
I am fairly ruined for Cooper Sharp cheese. Like,
I've
even
still
I go
never
like,
had that. I need a cheesesteak with that.
I'm telling you, man.
Or the first.
So, when you're in the area, again, Curly's
Oh, yeah.
Comfort Food, theirs is extra big though, so you want to share it with somebody. It's big,
Mm,
but he uses Cooper Sharp. Cafe Carmela, which is around Home Circle, their cheesesteak is, like, in my opinion, one of the best, and they use a Cooper Sharp. Everybody says down the city I got to get the Angelo's. Of course, that's a cheat day. I've never had Angelo's. I heard it's awesome, but a lot of places are getting into the Cooper Sharp. Goomba's up in past Montgomeryville, he uses it, so it's very popular. I tell you what, it's really good on a nice cheesesteak with a nice, what's the kind of meat they use? Not shaved prime. I forget what they use for the meat,
Oh.
if the meat's right. And no offense to my good friend Pat over at Gleason's, I still like a nice cheese whiz and a nice slab. But like I said, now I got to definitely be a lot more picky and choosy when I eat. I got to do like 12 days of good eating before I have one little cheat day. So,
okay.
I mean, well,
Yeah, at least one more. But we
But
did
I've
get, oh, we got the new Wii Sports though. That's
Oh,
been
yeah?
keeping us up and active.
And just dance.
And Just Dance. Oh, we just have Just Dance tonight.
I know.
I love that she doesn't have bedtime, so we could just stay up and play video games.
Oh yeah, true.
yeah,
So
next
true.
week on the Yo Show, Joey will play Just Dance live.
Yeah. We'll get her started.
Ooh.
Please don't spill this.
Okay. I
So
will. Okay.
there's a little hidden story that I won't share, but we will talk about the freezing temperatures in the Northeast. Won't tell anybody what happened Friday, but anyway, extremely freezing. This is possibly, thank God we haven't had snow, because we would be up the creek. But the temperatures, Jewel, seem like it has been colder this year than in a long time. Like the heat is on in my house, and I still feel like I'm outside freezing. It has just been so darn cold out there. How are you handling it? I mean, it's horrible right now.
I don't know. I was at my sister's too, and her house gets so drafty, and she had the fire going. We're next to the fire. It was so cold. But yeah, we didn't get it nearly as bad as. I mean, did you hear about Buffalo? People are like dying in their cars. It's awful. So
Yeah.
yeah, we can't really complain. We're a little cold because it could always be worse. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do love the winter though. We've had some mild Christmases these past couple years, Remember that one where, I don't know, I was outside like playing football.
Yeah. There was ones that are like 40 and 50 degrees.
Yeah.
But
It's really nice this week too, like all 50s, like almost
Yeah.
60s this week. So
I just, and you don't want to downplay a city or living in a city, but I don't get people who are like, hey, let's move to Buffalo. Like, are you out of your mind? Same thing every year. They get hammered by snow.
Could you imagine, like, oh my God, just being trapped in your car and no one could get to you?
No, my God, that's a
awful.
fear. I've got a few dying fears, like drowning is a fear.
Being trapped, yeah.
Being trapped like that in snow and all, that's a fear. That's scary.
Fire hurts. Being
Yeah.
eaten alive, I don't know. I think I would just back away if I saw a giant squid. Like, if I was face to face with a giant squid, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done for. They have beaks. Beaks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. It's like
But you
people say,
Oh, sorry.
oh, if you run into a shark, just punch him in the nose. Yeah, okay. Sure.
I was just gonna say that. Punch them in the damn nose. Go up against their fin, act like a fish, and don't swim away because you'll look like prey.
Exactly. But punch him in the nose is my favorite. Sure, hang
Punch
on.
them in the nose. Punch them in the nose. Slap them with a disc.
Slap him in the nose. Well played, my friend. But yeah, punch him come on, punch him in the nose. I got attacked several years ago by a dog. I don't tell the story. You got me pretty good. And when I finally went back to work several weeks later, after all the damage was done, one of my coworkers was like, I just want to punch him in the nose. I'll tell you what, I'll go get him. And let's see you punch him in the nose. Then it's not happening.
It is so scary. Even, I don't know. Have you ever been attacked by a cat? Like, they can be so vicious, too. But I know I was mauled by our family dog when I was really little. Like, I hardly remember it. I remember, like, looking up and just seeing a mouth. And I just remember a mouth, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, I'm the biggest dog lover. I've never
Same.
been afraid of dogs.
They don't know mentally how to shut it off, which is the scary part.
Yeah. And I was kind of, back 10, 15 years ago, I'm like, I really want a dog, but I was against getting a pit bull. And I know, shame on me. Shame, shame, shame. Because I got my dog from the SPCA, and she's American Staffordshire, and she is the best dog I have ever had, in my entire life. She's so good. I think being a female helps too. Like, girl dogs are just the best. But
It seems that, well, you see my little female rodent here, like she clings to people, and she was just down there a second. I tried to grab her, but Mommy was down here too. So they're both Mommy's.
yeah.
Mommy's girls. They both,
that's
even the little boy's a Mommy's boy.
And that's one of the reasons I didn't want a pit bull, because I had young nieces and nephews at the time. I'm like, I just need a good family dog. Pit bulls are a great family dog if they're raised right and they're brought up, and so
That's the secret. You have to raise them right. You can't abuse them and leave them outside and treat them like shit. Yeah, it's funny. Like, our dogs go to the bathroom, and I feel bad leaving them out. It's maybe a 5-minute stint. They go to the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bark, and you're like, and the neighbors are thinking, oh, asshole got his dog outside. But I mean, just like 5 minutes to pee, you can see how discomforting they are in that weather.
yeah.
And man, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a hard ass. I'm none of that stuff. But if I were to catch somebody abusing an animal, you better believe I'm going at it. Like, don't. Just don't, man. Like, it's... Treat every condition of an animal the way you want it. Like, when my dogs sleep, as tiny as they are, they take half the bed. Do I want to move them, kick them, put my leg on them? No, I don't. Have them comfortable like I'm comfortable. When it goes being outside, I'm outside for a minute. I'm losing it. Guys, go out, pee, let's go. And I'm like shouting to get them back in, because Henry likes to investigate. There's a family of rabbits living around there somewhere, and he likes to get into it. But yeah, man, don't abuse your animals.
I'm so happy
please.
it's a felony now. Like, they made it a felony. Good.
Yeah, absolutely should. It's a living creature. Like, mine are great. And again, both of mine, shockingly, because of the kind of dogs they are and how cute they are and all that, were rescues. And again, we go back to this $585 million lottery. I would buy a huge farm with tons of land and buy any stranded homeless dog that couldn't find a place would come to my house. If I
No.
could, I'd have hundreds of them.
I know. I watch it rescue that pit bulls and prolies all the time. Remember that show? She did good, man. She was just out there in that heat, picking up all those puppies. Like, man.
Yeah.
My nephew had a really good run. There was a summer, and I swear to God, he rescued like 4 dogs in the summer.
Wow.
Just like walking around, and he found their owners and everything. Man, it's like Levittown Rescue.
All right, Levittown Rescue.
There's this guy though that lives by my sister in Levittown, and he has like a village for the cat. Actually, there's 2 cat villages in Levittown. Now that I'm thinking, there's
Wow.
one we call Cat House, which is just funny. But
Well,
yeah, they always have cats, and they always feed them outside. And then this other guy is in a development.
now mosquitoes, that's a whole different ball game, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm weird about that too.
Oh, but my sister's cat ran away, and she put it on the whatever site. And this guy's like, "I got you." And he has like a cat sanctuary in his backyard, and all the neighborhood cats just go to convene.
Really?
And hang out, and it's like a little party. Cat
Wow.
house. Club of the Cat House.
You can't keep calling it Cat House. HBO used to have a show called Cat House. It's totally not the same. I mean, there's plenty of tail there, but Cat House. Oh God, it's funny. But yeah, man, like, don't be cruel to animals. The there's another funny about. I don't know why I laughed. The Pittsburgh Steelers honored the late Franco Harris over the weekend. Harris, of course, is a member of many of the Super Bowl teams, an absolute legend, former Penn Stater. The problem that we had with this was NFL Network decided to cut the tribute short.
Oh.
Right, and the Harris family is giving just a ration. Like, how can you do that? And how? And it's horrible. And, like, you see the family there holding up his jersey, and they're crying. And the guy, like I said, is an absolute legend, the Hall of Famer, the whole 9 yards. Only to have this kind of disrespect at the end.
Yeah.
TV, commercial, all that. Is it too much? Is it sometimes too much? Isn't there some kind of humanity where there wouldn't be, not that there wouldn't be a football or an anything without Franco Harris, but the guy's a legend. Give him his moment.
Was there a reason behind it, or it was just time?
I guess, of course, everything is time. Because especially being a holiday, I guess if you had to move quicker through the game. But it's NFL Network was viewing it, like airing the games. Now it was Fox, where you got Fox. You are the NFL Network.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be different if it was on Fox or something. And I know a lot of tributes, when you go to a live game, are held at the field, but you don't necessarily see them aired on TV.
No, you might catch a middle of it at the end or hear a little bit of it. Right.
Right. So I guess it would make it even make it a little better if they did that maybe live at the game. But if it was just airing and you just cut it off for
Commercial
You know what?
gain, I guess is the
It's
word.
like,
But
it's just, you're never going to win. You're never going to win against the big corporations or against any of the companies. It's just what they want. And your feelings and everyone else's feelings are.
you know, you cannot beat the big corporations. I agree. The Ocean's going to take a time out as we give you this message from Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray cranberry juice. Whether doing a live podcast, just sitting down enjoying Ocean Spray cranberry.
It's just crazy.
It's delicious.
Everyone is selling something.
I did not get paid by Ocean Spray. But, right, and then everything is everything is a commercial, subliminal or not. Like everything is, and a lot of people say,
just hide it in the music. Now it's just like in your
I know.
face.
And a lot of people say, oh, if you guys want to make money in your podcast, get advertisers. Yeah, okay, but I'm also not trying to spend a half hour going down 100 shops, you know, and killing some of the entertainment. That's why I'm now friends with Elon Musk. He has my back. He's got everybody's back. Wish he had my front, like some cash, a wallet. That didn't sound right at first. I'm glad I clarified.
Did not.
No, really didn't. the one and only Cher apparently is engaged. Are you familiar with the boyfriend?
No.
Anthony A.E. Edwards. I don't even know who he is. Anthony A.E. Edwards is a gentleman. And Cher posted a picture of this huge ring on Instagram around Christmas Eve. And said something like A.E. did it right or something like that. So, allegedly engaged. We don't know for sure. Obviously, you're a big Cher fan. I've seen the way you went into that little dance of yours.
Oh,
I'm not a fan. I think she's kind of a bitch, but...
why?
I seen her that time on Letterman, and she was just like being so rude and like ripping them apart, and like
He is young.
be pleasant.
He is extremely young. How old is this dude?
Who? A.E.
A.E.
Definitely younger than Cher. I ain't gonna lie to you there. Greg
Wow.
Allman, and Sonny Bono, and
First of
Gene
all, I
Simmons. And
Pear-shaped is the... They have a Sex and the City, and it's like, pear-shaped with a gold band. Like, that's what you don't do. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for the pair. Like I could never pick out a ring, and I gotta be honest. When came time for Cassie's engagement ring, I had to luck out and be at the location where she's like, that's it right there. What made it even better, I said, well, let's take a look at it. Nah, let's try it on. It happened to be the right size. I'm like, okay. Data bank. Waited a little bit to go get it, but it's nice. Ladies, don't be too snobby. Go somewhere and say, hey, I love that. Don't even be shy to leave a magazine laying around with a picture of it. Like, help us out, because I don't know about you. I cannot pick out jewelry. I can't.
No. You can't. Yeah.
I
It's
got
like,
her a nice
I don't
little
know, I
pair
feel
of
like
earrings for Christmas.
every
But
girl has an idea of what they want, but
sure, I'm sure. Well,
pear-shaped, I mean, it was just the time. Like, that was like kind of 80s what we had then, and
you know, you're back in rare form tonight, my friend. It's been a few weeks.
oh my god. Yeah. Hey, I had to settle for one of those.
Yeah, you
Not
know.
no more. But it was so funny though, because I saw your comment after I woke up today, and I just let the TV run, which I really never do. I usually have to turn the TV off. Sometimes it just shuts off on its own, but this time it just ran, and Moonstruck was on when I woke up. I'm like, oh,
Aw,
She's cute.
Cher. That is cute.
she's so pretty.
Good comedy. Our TV now, because we keep trying to save money on the cable bill and do the streaming services. So we had YouTube TV, which is good for a while. Now I think Hulu generates it and saving even more money. But the only problem is, she's like, if you want to watch all the shows on TV Land, you can't. So you have to pick one, let it run all night long. So we actually take turns on shows. Like the other night it was King of Queens. Night before that was Everybody Loves Raymond. Last night was the Goldbergs. And I got to tell you, I watched maybe like 12 hours of Goldberg. I have one problem watching Goldbergs.
Okay.
And I'm hoping the wife's not watching. I am so in love with Haley Aranchi. I think she is so cute. I think her character's funny. Now the daughter. I think her character's...
Oh, wasn't she supposed to come on here?
I came close. Her people a couple times said we're going to work on it. Nothing ever came. I wish. I love her to death. I adore her. I think she's so pretty. I think she's funny on the show. Her character's good. And the funny thing is, which you probably know, some people don't know, she's not real. Like, the character is actually a brother Eric. But they needed a... Right, the brother and the actual Goldberg family isn't brother Eric. There is Barry. There's the little one who makes the show. And then there's Eric.
What do you... I don't understand.
So in real life, there's no girl.
Oh.
The real life Goldbergs don't have a daughter.
Oh, okay.
They made the one... And he like was kind of pissed about it. He's like, I don't get to be on the show? Like, my character? So, no, we're going to make you a girl. Because they needed, like, female storylines to add to the show to give it some flex. Because I think it's great, because I love her to death. And I just think she's so good. And she sings good. I tried a few times to get her on the show. I thought we were getting close.
Yeah, that was like back in...
That was a while ago, because I bucked hard for because I love her. I absolutely love her. So I watch them like that.
Got it.
But the show is pretty funny. It's got its really good moments.
Yeah, I need to get into a new show. I tried Curb. I don't know. Maybe I just
You like Curb? Curb is now, in my opinion, from what I hear, a lot of women don't get into Curb because he's kind of a jerk. It could be a little crude. I don't know. That's just what I get.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. A lot of stuff didn't age well. Like Friends didn't age well. Seinfeld, a lot of that shit did not age
Jesus.
well. You know what I mean? So I think that's just true for sitcoms. Like, I mean, look at All in the Family. Like, sitcoms don't really age well. Times are different. You know what I mean? Even from 10 years ago. So.
And you think, and you look, you see these articles like shows that could never air now. I'm like, stop it. Yes, they could. Meanwhile, I see a guy offended by like somebody sneezing on air, and you're like, yeah, I guess it can't. So.
You know, you can't get away with anything.
No, that's
But
why we
I
do
think-
what we do here.
I really love The New Girl. I'll push that show. And I can watch that over and over because it just has so many good lines. And I'm a fan.
Fresh batteries. Which show is that?
New Girl.
Oh my God. Forget about Haley Arancia. I love her.
I love her too.
I've got the biggest Zoe crush ever.
I love her.
I love Zoe.
I have to see her. We need to get
Right?
her on here.
I tried her also. I got like nothing out of her. I got some names. I was saying earlier, I got some names that I checked in with a while ago. Like, yeah, check back. One of them's freaking awesome, and I'm gonna keep harping on this because their PR people said it's a possibility. Check back after the new album and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely checking back. And I'm not gonna mention names. I don't like to jinx it.
Yeah. You know, Jim Brewer's coming. I should have got on him again because we're pretty close.
We were close to that. You get close on some, and then you lose them for some unknown reason, but it's always worth a shot. Speaking of guests and etc., let's see who's coming up on the Yo Show because this is our last show of 2022.
Oh my God.
And 2023 is coming around. We start next Tuesday, January 3rd, with the band Victoria Fire. They're on the program. January 10th, singer Andy Ross from Core PR, our new PR firm. January 17th, now one of their people, Drew Smith. Told you there's males coming on the program. January 24th, this has been a toughie so far, a lot of pressure. Jewel Tady's birthday. Whew, the phone lines are hurting. January 31st, one of my absolute favorites. Forget Haley Arancia, forget Zoe Deschanel. January 31st, actress, model Fallon Vendetta, who I absolutely love. February 7th is singer Dane Lewis, and of course a lot more. Don't forget Yo 2.0, which we mentioned, comes back on January 11th with actress Ivy Smith. Definitely trying to get something great for Jewel Tady's birthday. I don't drink like I used to, but we'll make an exception. Again, we want your show, and I said 5 quick things to know if you're going to make your own show. Number 5, have patience. Your audience will grow if you got something good. Number 4, something good to talk about. And number 3, a good laptop, computer, or tablet, as you saw tonight. Good internet connection and a good sounding microphone. Don't go too cheap. If you watch early episodes and hear me talking on that headset, you realize how freaking horrible that truly is. Jewel, I was going to do this real quick. I was going to type it out. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to type it out. I'm just going to fire it out real quick. 2022, the Yo Show. For all we had and all we done. I'm going to rapid fire thank everybody from the past year.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I don't know what made me do this. And now I'm looking, the more I'm looking at it, the more I really don't want to do
I was
it.
just
But anyway,
gonna say our yearly predictions for next year, but go.
oh, go ahead. What do you got for you? That might be better than me
Yes,
firing
sir.
out all these names.
They're short. So, will 2023 be a good year for Taurus? Aries and Taurus are destined to be the luckiest zodiac signs in 2023. The movement of Jupiter into any given sign is what brings about the sign's emerald year, the lucky year, according to the best astrologer.
So for Taurus, it's a lucky year?
Yes.
Yes! Need it!
And we'll do mine real quick. And mine is, this is pretty cool too. Oh wait, maybe it's wait. Could experience some difficulty. But it was a good year for me. Okay. All right. Well, we'll try our best.
Oh, that's good though. I mean, I know you wanted a tarot reader. Nobody really responded.
I know. We should ask some people.
We
Fair
should.
enough.
They stink.
It's
But a
fine.
huge thanks over the past year to some great guests. DJ McCowell, Bong Hits for Jesus, Beatrice Kimmel, Sepsis, Dirty Soap, Lindsay Moppert, Moretta Moss, Harrison Barnes, Questa, Chalet Nicole, Robert Kerbeck, ROB, Erica Brighthill, Tanya Fritz, Jess Paul, Jeff's birthday with the lovely Christina Chris from Kaleido, Jexa, Barbara Blackthorn, Mike Nappy, Maggie Carlton, Iva, Rachel Bello, our 200th with Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Violinist Alice Marie, comedian Christy Miller, CJ Vecchio, Nikki Stringfield, Jasmine Jordan, Emily Blackbird, Chris Nerthern, I can never get Sweetener's name right. I blew it again. The BA Sisters, Short and Sweet Poeta, we love you guys. Whole Damn Mess, Bees, the Mac Brothers, Katie Ziegler, Mojo Moji, Hollywood Gods and Monsters, Sydney Taylor, Savannah Lee, Herbert Holler, Sergio Michelle, Rain of the Hated, Laura Cheadle, Caitlin Patricia Weiler, don't forget. Singer Nikenji, Meg Russell, Lydia Manson, Lexi Swarm, Scoopski, Presley Tennant, Bella Kelly, Kimberly Dawn Guerrero, David Howard Thornton, of course, tonight, Linda Steele. We thank everybody for the past year for joining us on the Yo Show. 2023 is going to be a great year again. Jewel, of course, Merry Christmas, delayed. A Happy New Year to you. Hope for nothing for the best for you for this new year. I love you like family. I appreciate every single second you spend with me here on Tuesday nights, and I could never dream of life without it. I love it. I love you for it. I love everybody that watches. Bear Rains, thanks for coming back. And JD Wolf, and people are here on the constant. We greatly appreciate it. Impact PR and Core PR who now joined us, and Jessica Katz PR. So we love it. We love everybody. Rachel Green was over a year ago, believe it or not. Rachel Green, we love her, of course.
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned, though.
Yeah, there's some potential Rachel Green news in the future. We will present it as it hits. But she is up to something new. It might have to do with us. We certainly hope so. And that's it.
New year.
Right, a new year coming up.
It will be a lucky year for me. I promise. It has to be.
It has to be.
It really's got to be better than this year.
Right.
So
Next
tough.
year's, it's got to be better for us between cancer and cardiac and all that stuff. It's got to be better.
Surgeries and all that.
I know we need for the new year as we get ready to roll out here with our buddies from St. Ricketts. The new year definitely needs some new St. Ricketts. I'll tell you that much.
Yes.
I'm glad you make it. We missed you too, bro. And like last week, I'm like, dude, like, where's Bear? Like, we need some Bear.
Thank you. Oh.
You're like, I don't know.
Norm. He's like Norm.
He's kind of like Norm. Absolutely. But again, yes, thank you, everybody, for a great year. A new year coming up is going to be even better. You catch Jewel and I every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. here on the Yo Show, except for this year, Jewel. Unless you want to try running on your own, Valentine's Day falls on a Tuesday. Don't think I'll get away with doing Yo Show on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not, unless she comes on as a third guest. But we'll keep you posted. And again, don't forget to join us Tuesday night. We start off the new year with the band Victoria Fire. Very excited for them. Cool young lady that leads that band. Cool group. They're going to come on and talk to us. And we've got a lot more coming up. And we'll see you soon. Jeff the Shark Perini, Jewel Tatey, have a great night. Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see you next week.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year. Give me some St. Ricketts. Did I have the volume up? Yes, I do. And good night.
Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the wound, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot, searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over. Truly bliss if the taste of it poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this, was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm